Hello students, welcome to the chemistry class. In our today's class, we will discuss about separation of cream from the milk. Okay, so I have the milk. Let's suppose I have the milk and I want to separate cream from the milk. Okay, so what we will do? So here in this case, cream is a solute and milk is a solution. Both are liquid. So what can be the process to separate? One is non-volatile actually, solute, right? And I think milk is nothing but cream plus water. Okay, milk is nothing but cream plus water. So, water is a solvent and cream is a solute. So, we know that we can actually boil it. If you boil it, you get very thick cream. Like that kind of, what I call it? Who are you called? You will get that. The other way is, we know that the cream is lighter and water is heavier. So one thing we can do is we can use a centrifuge machine. We can put some cream in the test tube and we can use this centrifuge machine. This will rotate at a very high speed and with that will force all the lighter particles it come up and the heavier particles go down. Like lighter particles as a cream will come up and you will see a layer of cream on the top. This is one thing you can see in centrifuge machine. For 2 minutes, blenders, right? Let's a bowl. Then you can use the mixture blender. You can use this particular thing also to churn. This is churner. Okay, these churners. You can use any of these churners depending on what you have in your kitchen. These churners also, when you churn, what happens is the denser particles are forced to go down and the water is forced to go down because water is a heavier particles and the lighter particles, that is cream, goes up, stays at the top, right? When you churn more and more, you get more cream on the top. That is very simple process. Okay, so here we are trying to use this different property that we are trying to separate cream. Okay, this process is very useful to diagnose blood and urine in the laboratories, right? It is also used in the dairies and homes to separate butter from the cream. Your mom must be doing it. And it is also used to actually squeeze of water from the clothes in the washing machine. There are also the same technologies. Use the water in little heavy, it comes down and it is drained. Okay? Now let's try to separate two immiscible liquids in immiscible liquids, right? You stay here. They are two immiscible liquids. Okay? They are not mixed. For example, you take oil and water and you want to separate the water. They don't mix. We know the property that oil is solute. Oil is solute here and water is solvent and they don't mix. So we can take advantage of this and we also know that oil is lighter than water. So what we can do is we can keep this for some time. We can put this is a separating funnel. Okay students, this is separating funnel. right? And we can keep this for some time. After some time you see that oil will go up and water will come down. Okay, why? Because oil is lighter also, it will float on the water. Okay, and then you will see that if you leave it for some time, you see a separate layer of oil and water. Now what you can do is you can open the stopcock. Here this is stopcock. So you can open the stopcock of the separating funnel and pour out the water very carefully. And once you see the water level is there, comes down, all the water is poured again, and again close this stopcock, and then you can remove this. Or you now you have only oil here, you see only oil here, and you have what when you would be cutting Puttavikar here, and you can actually carefully take out the water. It's pretty easy process, right? You just make sure you that you operate this stopcock nicely. Okay, can use any oil. You can use here hair oil, kerosene oil, vegetable oil, mustard oil. You can try this me at home. Okay, it is you can do mix, and you can just keep in the glass or something. We can see that these two layers get separated on its own after some time. That part you can do, and then you can this part you can actually amazing doing it, not big thing, right? Let's suppose we have a mixture of salt mixture and ammonium chloride, right? Salt and ammonium chloride, and we have to separate. Now in this case we know that ammonium chloride means NH4Cl is sublimate, right? So why we can say this sublimate? And because NH4Cl is a sublimate, means this is convert directly into gas, right? So now in this case we know that NH4Cl is a sublimate, right? And this salt means NaCl. NaCl is non-sublimate, right? So we can take advantage of this fact, and we can use the sublimation process. Here actually you can put the whole mixture here. Okay, here put the whole mixture of salt plus NH4Cl means ammonium chloride. Then you heat it. Okay, then you heat it. The NH4Cl still, since it's sublimated, you convert into gas. Now here the nature of NH4Cl is a sublimate. So in this case when we heat this, NH4Cl convert into gas, right? You will see NH4Cl here connected here, and you will see some salt this left. Okay, left here. It see once again this is the mixture, right? You heat it up some time, you will see that all the ammonium chloride gets converted to gas, and then back to solid deposited here in the funnel, right? And the salt is left here. Those you can actually separate them pretty easy process, right? It can also be used to separate salt from instead of NH4Cl, provide if you have camphor, right? You use in this NH4Cl, you use camphor, or if you have naphthalene, or you have anthracene, right? So in all these case, these are all sublimates. Since is a sublimate, you can at least separate sublimate or non-sublimate, right, easily. Okay, so students, I hope you have understood this topic, right? See you in our next class. Thank you.